Ladies and gentlemen, you are risk professionals. The world needs you because people do not want to talk about risks. They want to talk about opportunities, and that is your opportunity.
So the question is, what are the delays in Solvency II for commercial buyers of insurance products? Well, I think the consequences of these delays are that the insurers are not in a position, at least some of them, to actually calculate the right premiums for the products they're offering. Because Solvency II, being a risk-based solvency regime, is very strict on how these risks must be calculated. And of course, without knowing the risks, it's very difficult to calculate the premiums. So I think that for commercial buyers, Solvency II may lead to decreases in the premiums as well as increases depending on the risk we're talking about. One important question that is often put is what are the consequences of Solvency II for the captive industry, and will the proportionality principle have an effect on the way captives are going to be treated under Solvency II? Well, I think that it has been agreed, and I was myself involved in this agreement, that captives and the particular situation in which they find themselves will fall under the principle of proportionality, because captives, as they work for one particular or maybe a couple of industry operators, they cannot be treated exactly the same as a common insurance undertaking, and that's why proportionality will lead to specific rules for captives which will take care of that specific position, both in terms of the calculation of the risks, the assessment of their capital, but also the disclosure of information which insurers will have to do under Solvency II. One of the questions that is often put is why do we need these changes under Solvency II? And why does Solvency II make the life of the insurance industry so difficult? Well, the answer that I would give to that is that the world has changed. The environment today is not what it used to be. And if insurers want to play the role they are meant to play in the coming years, they also need to change the way in which they operate their risk management, the way in which they organize themselves in terms of governance, so that they can actually cope with these new risks. And it's not so much a question of regulation, I think, but it's very much a question of getting yourself adapted to a changing environment. And in that respect, I do regret sometimes to see that the industry is so much reactive rather than proactive, and I think that more strategic thinking here would be more than welcome.